Hey friend, welcome. If we haven't met yet, I'm Jen. I'm a part-time online clothing reseller, which means I go to thrift stores, I buy used clothes, I list them on eBay and Poshmark, and hopefully sell them for a profit. Today is Wednesday, the 22nd. My calendar's buried. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday, the 22nd. It's not Wednesday yet. Oh goodness. Okay. I have some stuff messed up with my videos, and we can talk about that in a little bit. But first, I want to show you what I sold over the last, part of it was 24 hours. All the eBay stuff was the last 24 hours. The Depop and Poshmark sales were all over the weekend and in the last 24 hours. So my gross sales amount of these items, which is 2, 5, and 4, I didn't count. It's $223.66. All right, we can count along as we go. I think there were 4 eBay, 3 Poshmark, 2 Depop. All right, this not something I usually sell, but this was given to me. This is Shark, and it's like a accessory thingamajig. I Google imaged it and I searched what it was, and it has this little thing. This one had some sort of sell-through rate. This one, not so much. They both sold for $12. So I don't remember what the sell-through rate was. It's really nice out and my kids are outside playing, and so the likelihood of them interrupting is high. I'm gonna have to repack these. I had these like perfectly fitted in here and now they're not going, but they sold for $12. With shipping, they paid a total of $21.05. This took 2 months to sell. This sold on eBay. I have 0 cost of goods because a friend of mine gave them to me. It was like a box of stuff that she was gonna send to Goodwill. And I was like, I'll look them up and try. And so because of my 0 cost of goods, my profit is $9.48. Not too bad for, you know, something that didn't just came to my house. All right, I did something a little different and I got all of my packaging ready. Ooh, and I have a package to open up at the end, and I think I know what it is and I'm real excited about it. Okay, this is Tommy Bahama. This is 100% silk and it's a 5XB. This might be a bolo. The 5X silk Tommy Bahama button up. So this one, I mean, very plain, nothing on it. It has kind of a texture to it. It's probably called something, but I don't know what it's called. You want to hear the sell-through rate? Well, first of all, the average sale price is $25.45. Not anything major. The sell-through rate, 71%. What? That's amazing. You'll see as we go through, I usually find very low sell-through rate items. This I found when I did my Goodwill challenge a few weeks ago. It was a long time ago. It feels like a few weeks ago. It was a while ago. This has been listed for like a month. I bought it for $5. I had it listed for $35, $40, $95, and that was based on the size and also the color and like short sleeves, all that. So I kind of base it on other items that are listed that are the same. 71% is amazing. I have a whole video on comps and how to look things up. I look on the product research tool. I calculate it as the amount of items. My kids are loud. I calculate it based on the amount of items sold divided by the amount of items sold and listed. So if someone is looking at it in very simple math terms, if there were 100 items listed in the last 90 days, 71% is going to look like 71 sold and 29 still listed. That's amazing. So happy about that. Yeah, there were like a few 5X shirts that day, and this was the only one I bought. There were a couple Tommy Bahamas, but they weren't silk, and only the silk had the decent enough comps for me to want to buy. And then there were some other, I think they were Columbia, and they didn't have a good sell-through rate either that I saw in the store. I feel like sometimes things change between my phone and my computer. I've said that before. All right, I paid $5 for it at my local Goodwill. They paid, I had it listed for $34.95. I have a 15% off coupon on my store all the time. And they used that. They also paid shipping because this was an eBay sale. And so their total was $36.96. My profit is $19.09. Yay! That is the third item that has sold from the Goodwill challenge that I did with Gretchen, the Restless Thrifter. All right, this one I undersold. But let me share my thought process with you as I go through this. Okay, so this is a like jacket, kind of blazery thing. And it has a little clasp there. The brand is Joseph Ribkoff. I have sold Joseph Ribkoff before. And it takes a really long time to sell. The sell-through rate is only 14%. The average sale price is $31.48, and that's for used Joseph Ribkoff. There were a couple minor flaws on this. Minor. Like probably I couldn't pick them out if I had to right now. And I had it listed, I don't remember what I had it listed for. I think $30. Somebody offered me $16 and I took it. That's too low. But this is what I was thinking. This is such a low sell-through rate, and my experience with this brand is also really low. Like, it just takes forever to sell. And by the time I sell it, I'm like, oh, fine, just take it. And so when the offer came through, I was like, I might not get another offer for another 6 months, and I want to sell things and not store them. Yeah. So, am I driving down the price? No, there were others that had sold for just as low. There, an average sale price is an average. So there were definitely some that had sold lower than the 31 and some that had sold higher than the 31. I bought this for 50 cents, so my cost of goods was obviously very low, and I had it for 6 weeks. So could I have held on to it for longer and maybe gotten $30 or $25? Yeah, probably. But this is what I chose to do. Whether it was right or wrong, I don't know. They paid $22.94 with shipping, minus my fees, my shipping costs, my cost of goods, which was 50 cents. My profit is $12.98. Not the best, but it was a choice I made. All right, we all make choices sometimes. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. This is also different than what I normally sell. These are placemats, believe it or not. It's a set of them. They are like patchwork, plaid. I'm not great at keywords, but I used cottagecore, I used country, I used cabin. This has like a little handmade, I would assume, like somebody kind of made that. They look handmade. They're really cute, I thought. They're in really good condition. They're vintage looking to me. I mean, I feel like sometimes I can confidently say that something is vintage, and then sometimes I just second guess myself. But I'm pretty positive those are vintage. What era? I don't know. That I really don't know. Uh-oh. Can you hear my children? Probably more than I can. Side tangent. I ran into the neighbor that lives behind us. I haven't seen her out and about in a while. She's quite elderly. And I had to go get some blood work done, just routine stuff at my doctor's office today. and she happened to be there, and she didn't recognize me right away. And I just said, I'm the neighbor behind you with all the loud kids. And she was so sweet. She was like, oh, they're not loud. I love them. And she really does. She's very sweet. She's always been very kind to my children. And I don't think that they have little ones in their lives. So I think that she has enjoyed, you know, watching mine play and stuff in the backyard. But it was really fun. It was just funny. It was just like so kind. They're not loud. I was like, well, I appreciate that, but they are loud. I know. I have ears. I can hear them. Anyway, side tangent about my loud children. I love my children. Please don't let me seem, please don't think that that's not the case. They're pretty amazing, actually. All right. They're just loud. All right, these, okay, I looked up vintage patchwork placemats, and the average sale price was $16.32 with a 6% sell-through rate. Way low. However, I went ahead and listed these for $24.95. Somebody bought them with the 15% off coupon. With shipping, they paid a total of $27.42. I've had these for 3 months. I bought them at the bins where you pay by the pound, and it's the Goodwill outlet. And I average my cost of goods as $2 per item. I actually kind of counted those as one. Let's see. I think they're under a pound. Yes, definitely under a pound. Yeah, they're under 12 ounces. So they definitely cost me less than $2. My bins is $1.79 a pound. So I just threw that away. My profit's $15.30. All right. This, I also, no. Not find this at the bin. All right, I think we're on to Poshmark now. Exciting. Oh, use what you have. This is my PSA for the day. If you think that you want to start eBay or reselling and you think I have to have all the things, use what you have. I had a weight, this is a NutriFit. It's a scale, a food scale that I bought for a science experiment with my children. And I had it just sitting in a closet, and I was like, oh, I need a postal scale, but I didn't want to spend $30 before I started reselling because I didn't want to put too much money into it. And I just used this, and my plan was to use it until it died, and it's been 3.5 years, and it's, use what you have. Okay. It's your friendly reminder to hydrate. My children are doing happy things, so the screaming is fine. I just don't know how loud it is, like, on your end. I know sometimes when I see the videos back, I'm like, oh, I felt like that was so loud and I can barely hear it. And then sometimes I think, oh, I felt like that was not loud at all, and that's so loud. Like the last one I did with my garage door open, like I can barely hear, there's like street noise. I can barely hear that, but I feel like I can hear it really loud on the video. So if that's the case, I apologize. I know that really stinks. Okay. I'm done with the tangents for now. We'll see how it goes. This is a dog jacket, like a hiking jacket. The colorway reminds me of Cotopaxi, which is like a hiking outdoorsy brand. That's real expensive. If you find Cotopaxi, grab it. If you don't want to sell it, send it to me and I'll sell it or wear it. I love it. This is Neolun. I don't know. I think it's just like a Amazon brand. I really couldn't find any information about it. This is really nice though. It's like nylon. It's in really good condition. It has like this little kind of neck collar, almost hood thing. I don't know. Some of these dogs are gonna love that. It had a size in it and everything. So, and I measured at various places. I think I did. I usually do, but maybe I didn't. This had like no sell-through, no comp information at all. So I just kind of looked up other like dog jackets, and I ended up pricing it at $25. Somebody sent me an offer for 19 on Poshmark. That sounded good to me. I've had this for 4 months and I bought it at a thrift store in Fort Wayne, and I didn't remember to look at which one it was. And it reminds me, I was thinking, I started like getting real detailed about what thrift store in Fort Wayne yesterday. And I was like halfway through, I was like, that's really dumb. Like, how many people who watch my videos are from Fort Wayne? And then I was thinking about it later, because I do that. I'm like, second guess everything I do and say. I'm probably not alone in that. Maybe I'm alone in that. I don't know. Anyway, regardless, this is what I'm going to think about later today. How off track I get. It's usually the topic in my brain. But I was just thinking, like, that was a really good like segue for a question, and I didn't use it, but I'm going to use it today. So here's my question. Where are you from? Are you from Fort Wayne? Do you ever go thrifting in Fort Wayne? I do not live in Fort Wayne, but I do live in Indiana, and I live 1 hour south of Fort Wayne, and I go up about once a month for... Is my video long? I'm a little more than halfway through. If I keep getting on tangents, I can probably make it longer. Okay. I go up to Fort Wayne once a month for an appointment, and I go thrifting for about 45 minutes. And this was one of the things that I found. I've had it for 4 months. I paid $3 for it. It was sold on Poshmark, which is why I'm using a Tyvek mailer. This comes free from the USPS. And so they paid $19 minus fees and my cost of goods. I don't have shipping costs on Poshmark because they pay, if you don't know how Poshmark works, Poshmark, they pay Poshmark the shipping, and then Poshmark sends me or you the shipping label. And so I don't have to worry about any of that. Whereas on eBay, the buyer pays you the shipping costs, and then you have to pay for the shipping label. I hope that makes sense. $12.20 is my profit on this. All right. This I bought for myself and then realized I don't wear this color at all. And I really want to be able to wear a blazer, but I don't know. There's something, I just can't pull it off. But this is like a chartreuse color linen blend. I don't think it's 100% linen. I think it's a linen blend blazer. This is a New Day, which is a Target brand. It's a double XL. The average sale price for a New Day linen blend blazer was $15.09 with a 22% sell-through rate. I had this listed at $30. Again, I think probably based on color, size, others that were listed that were similar. Somebody offered me $22, and actually that may have been no, because I send out 20% off offers using Prime Lister. So $22 would be more than 20% off of 30. Yeah. Okay. So somebody sent me an offer for 22 and I accepted. So this was mine. So I don't have any cost of goods. I did obviously pay for it at some point. I do know that I bought it at a thrift store. I'm fairly certain I bought it at a Goodwill, not in my town. You know how sometimes you can like kind of see yourself buying things? Maybe that's just fun. Anyway, because I have no cost of goods, I'm only paying fees then, and my profit is $17.60. My guess is I paid somewhere around $5 for that. So in reality, it's probably more like $12 in profit. Well, that's all right. One thing I love about thrifting or about reselling is I can thrift for myself. And then if I don't like it, I can resell it and get my money back. I was just actually relisting. I've been delisting and relisting. I've been doing that for years, but I've been really intentional about it over the past couple months, and like just trying to make sure everything is correct and updating things and moving things around and checking comps occasionally. And I have something listed for like $3 less than what I actually paid for it, but it was something like a personal thing for me. Anyway, this is a little pair of shoes. These are Merrill's, and this style of shoe, like sandal, Keens are very similar. There's some other brands that have kind of a similar style. They're just great for toddlers and little kids, even like my 10-year-old. I will still buy her, you know, similar for hiking and just playing around. Some bird that's having a good time. I think my kids went in the house.
Hey, Mama.
Yeah, babe.
How long is your video gonna be?
I have 2 more things.
So how long will that take?
That's a good question. What do you need?
I was wondering if I can buy a hamburger.
Oh, not tonight. I know. I'm so sorry. Well, I just don't really have time for it.
Can you do the video? Because I like when you do the video.
What video? The video I'm doing right now?
Oh, you are doing it.
I'm literally in the middle of it.
Sorry.
No, you're good. She's very social and always wants to have people over. Always. If you don't know, I often leave my interruptions for my kids in my videos. My door just slammed and I'll edit that out. I don't always edit them out, or I don't always keep them in because sometimes it's personal or whatever, but if it's just stuff like that. It's life, it's real life, and I don't really like to edit all that much. Okay, these sold for $16. The average sale price is $15.83 with a 21% sell-through rate. I've had these for 8 months. They sold, I bought them for $1 at one of my favorite thrift stores. So my profit is $11.80. Not too bad. Depop. I have 2 Depop sales. This one is kind of cool. This is like a really long sheer. It's like completely sheer. You can see my body through it. Just like duster kind of cardigan. It has those on there, and then the brand is whatever that is. I Google Wednesday and could not find anything. It says it's a 3X. It's made in the US. I don't quite know if it's vintage or like a boutique. I don't know. It was pretty cool. I had to use some keywords for it, but I don't know what keywords I used. And I can't imagine that it was, you know, great. I did my Depop labels kind of separate, and so I didn't grab sell-through rate information on these. That's kind of a bummer. But this sold for $21.30 plus $8 in shipping. I don't do shipping correct on Depop 100%. Shipping cost me $4.71, so I did make $3 and some odd cents on shipping. The fees were $1.48, and I bought this for $2 at the bins. I've had this listed on Depop for 2 months. I don't know how long total. It takes me, usually I will list on eBay, and then the following day I'll list everything to Poshmark, and then it takes me a little while longer to list things to Depop. I'm only listing 3 items a day to Depop currently. I fluctuate in my numbers, so that's just what I'm doing currently. My profit is $21.11, so, you know, I did definitely make some money on that, on the shipping there. I think since I don't have to ship this right away with the Depop. It has like a really florally smell. And sometimes I keep my items in plastic bags, and sometimes when they're just in there, the smell just gets real strong. So I think I'm actually gonna throw this in the wash on like a gentle cycle. That's my plan. We'll see how it works out. Okay, last item. We're getting there. This is a little denim jumper. This was hemmed, like cut and hemmed. And I did note that, but it has this fun little beach cabana kind of thing on there. And then a little palm tree and sun. This is the brand CB Casual Petite. Usually I like a longer denim jumper, overall dress. I'm trying to think what else I use. If it's a midi or a maxi length, I will put modest in the title, if I remember correctly, if I remember to do that. But this one still sold. It sold for $20 plus $9 in shipping. Shipping only actually cost me $5.49. So again, I made some money there, about $3.50. And I bought this at my favorite thrift store for $2. And I've only had it for about 3 weeks. My fees on Depop were $1.45. And then my profit is $20.06. All right, I do wrap all my items in tissue paper and put a little thank you sticker. I'm currently reusing some Amazon mailers, some eBay mailers, some Walmart mailers. My sister gave me a bunch. Thank you. I had a bunch and I just needed to get rid of them. So that's what I'm doing. I got real nervous there. Okay, I told you that. My total profit, and this is weird because it's not exactly all the last 24 hours, but my profit is $139.62. So that's good. It was kind of a low weekend. Man, my throat's going at it again. All right. I did run into my P.O. box and I had a package and I thought I would open it with you. Usually the packages that I open are returns, which aren't as fun, but this one is fun. I'm pretty sure. I have been tipped off a little bit. I'm sorry. Coughing. I just got like tickled. My throat got tickled. Okay. Yeah, that's so fun. So somebody in the comments, oh no. Okay, good. Said they had sent me a package. That's how I was tipped off that this was fun. So part of the reason I was using the reused poly mailers is because right around Christmas time, I had gotten a package of poly mailers from a viewer and they were so much fun. And usually I just buy like cheap ones because I'm cheap. And these were just so much fun and I was really having a fun time with, like, they were just bringing me joy and they were all gone. My thing is empty. And then I mentioned that, and then this person mentioned in the comments that they had sent me a package of poly mailers. So I'm assuming it's the same person. It's terrible that I don't remember for sure, but thank you so much. This is so much fun. Look at all these cute little patterns. So it was unclear from the last time if, do you sell these? Like, is there a link? If there's a link, link it, and then I'll put it in the description. But these are really cute. They're so much fun. Oh my goodness. Little hearts. These are little like heart sunglasses. These say Shipping Hip, which I do know is it's like a brand. These say thank you. These are little strawberries, so cute. I'm seeing thank you in all sorts of different languages. It has an owl on it. Lots of owls on it. I love owls. Owls are like in my top 10 favorite bird. What kind of person says that? Okay, I say that, and I say it with joy. I love my birds. Okay, pumpkins. Oh, that's cute. It's like simple but cute. I'm loving these little mushrooms. All right, I'm probably not gonna go through them all, but so fun. That makes my heart so happy. Oh, there's a note. All right. All right. Oh, that's really kind. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Certainly, yeah, that just makes my heart happy. Okay. Thank you so much. All right. I'm gonna go because I've been babbling for a while now. Clearly my children are ready for me to be done. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. Make sure you like the video. If you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already. I appreciate you. I'll see you soon. I was getting ready to edit and upload this and realized that, one, I talked about a bolo at the beginning and never really talked about what that is. Bolo is be on the lookout. So usually when resellers use that term, it's like something that they're real excited about because it's either going to sell for a lot of money or super fast. In the case of that Tommy Bahama, sure, it was super fast. Maybe not super fast, but pretty fast. For me, it's something that has a 50% or higher sell-through rate. That's something I look for, and something that's going to sell, or something that's going to sell for over $50. So that's what I get excited about bolos. The other thing I know that I mentioned, and this is what happens when I go off the rails, is I start things and then forget to finish them. I've been having some issues with uploading, and if you're a regular subscriber, you probably have noticed, or a regular viewer, you probably have noticed this over the past weekend. I had an issue and then I was behind a couple days. Well, it happened again yesterday. My video never uploaded, and as of like noon today, it still hadn't uploaded. So I think what I've decided to do from here on out is you'll actually see my videos on a delay of just one day. I hate doing that. I liked being able to just show in real time. I think the delay of one day is probably not that big of a deal as far as real time, but I did just want to let you know if you are confused. I'm saying it's the 22nd, but it's actually the 23rd. It's because from now, going on now forward, my videos will be on a one-day delay. I hope that's okay. I'm not super like techie, and so I don't know how to fix whatever problem it is that I'm having with my uploads, but they are just taking way too long to upload. So it was like 36 hours for this last video, which is not okay. That's way too long, and it like tanked my battery twice on my phone. So probably the fact that I'm doing it from my phone has something to do with it. But all right, moving on. Thanks so much.